Have you ever doubted your strength? Maybe you've faced difficult moments and felt like you didn't have the power to keep going. Maybe you looked around and saw others seemingly handling everything better than you. But what if I told you that your strength is already within you? It's not about being loud, fast, or always winning. True strength often comes in quiet, subtle forms that we overlook. In this video, we'll uncover 8 signs that show you're stronger than you realize. These are the traits that reveal a deeper kind of power, the kind that isn't always obvious, but is incredibly resilient. You might not see it in yourself, but these signs are there. You've faced challenges, you've felt pain, but you've kept going, and that is strength. You may not have the applause, the recognition, or even the closure you thought you needed. But you've done something much more powerful. You've kept moving forward, and that alone is a sign that you are stronger than you feel. As we go through each sign, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Think about the times you've stood strong, when you've kept going even when it wasn't easy. This video isn't just about recognizing the strength you have. It's about understanding that it's always been there, waiting for you to notice. So if you're ready to recognize your inner strength and embrace the powerful person you truly are, stay with me. Let's uncover these 8 signs together, and by the end, you'll see just how much strength you've been carrying all along. You are stronger than you think. Let's get started. Chapter 1. You don't beg for closure. You let go with grace. The strength of letting go. Have you ever found yourself holding on to something or someone, desperately waiting for closure, hoping for the answers that never came? It's a deeply human feeling to seek closure, especially when things end unexpectedly or when people walk away without explanation. You might feel like there's an emotional void, a piece missing, and you think that if you could just get the closure you need, everything would make sense. But here's the truth. You don't need closure to move forward. Real strength isn't found in chasing after answers that people may never give you. Real strength lies in your ability to let go without needing to understand every detail, every unanswered question. It's found in releasing the emotional grip that someone or something has on you, even when it's difficult, and moving forward with grace. You can walk away without begging for resolution. When you choose to let go of the need for closure, you reclaim your peace. You stop holding on to the past, to people who no longer belong in your life, or to situations that are no longer serving you. You don't need a dramatic, defining moment to close the chapter. You realize that sometimes the best way to heal is to simply accept things as they are, without clinging to the need for everything to make sense. You are already strong enough to walk away, knowing that your peace isn't dependent on someone else's explanation or validation. And in doing so, you show an incredible amount of emotional maturity. You show that you value your own well-being more than holding on to something that no longer fits into the story you're writing for yourself. Letting go is not a weakness, it's a form of self-respect. It's easy to think that letting go is a sign of defeat, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The real strength comes when you release what no longer serves you, whether it's a person, a habit, or an expectation. You show your self-respect by recognizing your worth, by understanding that you deserve more than lingering in places where you feel unfulfilled or emotionally drained. Letting go requires courage. It requires the bravery to step into the unknown, to trust that life will carry you forward, even without the answers you think you need. By releasing what weighs you down, you open yourself up to a future that is not tied to the past. You make space for new growth, new experiences, and new connections, things that will align with the person you are becoming. You learn to create your own closure. The real magic lies in the fact that you don't have to wait for others to provide you with closure. You can create your own. And you do this by choosing to move forward on your own terms. When you stop waiting for someone to explain, apologize, or give you answers, you take back your power. You reclaim your story. You have the ability to heal on your own, to give yourself the peace that you've been seeking. It may not be easy and it may take time, but when you decide to stop searching for closure from others, you allow yourself to fully embrace the freedom that comes with moving forward. You realize that you don't need permission to live your life. You don't need anyone else's validation to take the next step. Letting go creates space for something greater. Every time you let go of something that no longer serves you, you make room for something better. This doesn't always mean an immediate replacement. It means you are clearing space for new opportunities, new lessons, and new growth. When you stop holding on to people who don't value you or situations that don't respect your boundaries, you open yourself up to the possibility of something more aligned with who you truly are. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about making space for what's next. And sometimes, what's next is exactly what you've been waiting for. You are stronger than you realize. Letting go is one of the most powerful acts of strength you can perform. It's not about being indifferent or cold. It's about choosing yourself. It's about knowing when enough is enough and trusting that you deserve better. And even in the absence of closure, you stand tall and move forward, confident in the knowledge that you are worthy of peace, love, and growth. You don't need anyone's approval to move on. You don't need the final word to find peace. You already have everything you need within you. All you need to do is trust yourself enough to let go and move forward with grace. By embracing this strength, you will find that each step you take away from what holds you back is a step toward the person you are meant to be. And that is the kind of strength that makes you rare. Because it's not about external circumstances or closure from others. It's about the quiet power you carry within you. The strength to move on without needing anything more. Let go. You have the strength to do it. Chapter 2. You keep going, even without applause. Discipline over validation. True strength is found in the quiet moments of consistency. Have you ever found yourself putting in effort day after day without anyone noticing? No cheers, no applause, no validation for the work you're doing. It's easy to feel invisible when no one seems to recognize your sacrifices. Yet, in those moments when no one else is watching, you are building something greater. What you're doing, the work you're putting in, that is where true strength lies. It's not in the momentary applause, the immediate recognition, or the temporary praise from others. It's in your ability to keep going, even when no one else seems to care. That is the essence of discipline. It's not about the external rewards. It's about your internal commitment to show up for yourself every single day. You don't need applause to keep moving forward. Think about it. How many times have you pushed yourself through the tough days when no one acknowledged your efforts? How many times have you kept showing up when it felt like no one noticed the sacrifices you made? That is strength in its purest form. When you work with discipline, you build something that's far more lasting than temporary recognition. You build resilience, you build character, and most importantly, you build a life where your worth is not determined by the applause of others. You understand that your true value is found in what you do when no one is watching. You don't need validation to know that you are giving your best. You trust yourself enough to keep going, regardless of the recognition. Discipline becomes your reward. There's a profound truth in the idea that the reward for discipline is not fame or external praise. It's the satisfaction of knowing you gave your best, regardless of the outcome. The strength you build in these moments, when you're doing the work without applause, is a form of self-respect. You are proving to yourself every day that you can rely on your own determination. Discipline is not always easy, but that's what makes it powerful. It's the quiet, consistent effort that shows you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. You are doing what many can't or won't do. You keep pushing forward even when it feels like the world isn't watching. And this, my friend, is where true strength grows. The power of showing up. Showing up day after day, without needing any recognition, is one of the most underrated forms of strength. It's easy to think that unless you get a visible reward, your efforts don't matter, but this couldn't be further from the truth. When you keep going, even when no one is giving you a standing ovation, you are building momentum. You are creating a rhythm in your life that is driven by your own internal compass. The power of showing up is that you trust in the process, even when the results are not immediate. It's about having faith in yourself, in your abilities, and in the commitment you've made to your own growth. Your journey is about the long haul. It's easy to get discouraged when the recognition isn't there. You might question if it's all worth it, if anyone will ever see how hard you've worked. But here's the truth: your journey is yours alone. The reward of discipline is not about what others think. It's about knowing that you are giving your best, and in doing so, you are strengthening your own foundation. Success isn't built in a single day or by a single moment of applause. Success is built in the quiet, consistent choices you make every day. It's about showing up when it's hard, doing the work when no one else is around, and believing in the value of your efforts, even when they go unnoticed. You are your own validation. Ultimately, the most powerful form of validation you can receive is from yourself. When you recognize your own efforts, when you appreciate the work you're doing, even without external recognition, you begin to understand that you are enough. You are valuable, not because of the applause you receive, but because of the person you are becoming through your discipline and determination. You don't need someone else's approval to validate your worth. Your commitment to yourself is the greatest form of acknowledgement you can give. The more you learn to validate your own efforts, the less dependent you become on outside recognition. And in this quiet, powerful way, you start to build a life that's not about external validation, but about inner strength. Keep going. Keep showing up. So the next time you find yourself questioning whether it's worth it, whether the work you're doing matters, remember this: you are building something far greater than what anyone can see right now. The discipline you practice in the quiet moments is what will carry you to places of strength and success you never thought possible. Keep going, keep showing up. Your efforts matter, even when no one else is watching. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that it was this quiet, uncelebrated journey that truly shaped the person you've become. You are stronger than you realize, and your discipline is the key to unlocking that strength. Chapter 3: You Stay Kind in a Cruel World. Maintaining compassion. Kindness is not weakness, it is a strength. In a world that often feels full of bitterness, anger, and divisiveness, you have chosen to remain kind. Every day, you see the world's cruelty, its harshness, and its tendency to tear down what's good. And yet, you refuse to let that change you. Instead of hardening your heart, you've chosen to keep it open, to maintain compassion, even when it's difficult. This is one of the most profound signs of strength that you can show. The strength to remain kind, even when the world tests you. Because here's the thing. It's easy to be kind when everything is going your way. But true strength is shown in how you respond when life isn't fair. True strength is found in those moments when you feel like the world is pushing against you. Yet you choose to respond with understanding, love, and grace. You choose to rise above the negativity. You've seen the bitterness that can take root in people's hearts. The cynicism, the anger, the judgment, it's all around you. But here you are, choosing a different path. Instead of reflecting that negativity, you choose to rise above it. You recognize that holding on to resentment or hatred only drains your own energy, and you've made the decision to protect your peace. It takes strength to hold on to your values, to refuse to let the world make you cold. You understand that while you can't always control what happens around you, you can control how you respond. And you have chosen to respond with compassion. This is a quiet strength, the kind that doesn't demand attention, but creates a ripple effect that is felt by everyone you encounter. Kindness is a gift that you give to yourself. Being kind to others is often seen as an act of generosity, but what many don't realize is that kindness is also a gift to yourself. Every time you show compassion, you are reinforcing your own sense of peace and purpose. In a world that often encourages competition and self-interest, choosing to extend kindness doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you. Kindness doesn't deplete you. It doesn't make you less. Instead, it connects you to something deeper. It reminds you of your own humanity and the shared experience we all carry. It's a reflection of your integrity, your empathy, and your ability to see beyond the surface of a situation. It's the strength to act in ways that align with your highest values. No matter how others behave around you, you understand that hurt people hurt people. It's easy to respond to cruelty with more cruelty. It's easy to mirror the negativity that others put out into the world. But you have learned something deeper. You understand that when people are unkind, when they lash out, it often comes from their own pain. They are hurting, and they are projecting that hurt onto the world. This understanding doesn't mean you excuse harmful behavior. It doesn't mean you accept mistreatment. What it means is that you respond with empathy instead of returning the negativity. You know that when you react with kindness, even in the face of cruelty, you break the cycle. You don't allow the pain of others to drag you down to their level. Instead, you rise above it. This, my friend, is true strength. It's the strength to understand others, to show compassion, and to remain true to who you are, even in the most trying situations. And this is the strength that the world needs more than ever. Compassion creates a lasting impact. When you respond with kindness, you plant seeds that grow beyond your immediate interaction. People remember how you made them feel. They remember the way you treated them, especially when they were at their worst. That is the power of compassion. It leaves a lasting impression. And it is this impression that ripples outward, creating an impact that lasts long after the moment has passed. You may never see the full effect of your kindness, but rest assured, it matters. You may never hear the gratitude from someone whose day you've brightened with a simple act of compassion, but the impact of that act will be felt. You never know what someone is going through, And a moment of kindness may be the spark they need to change their perspective or their day. You are a source of light in a dark world. When everything around you feels heavy, when it seems like the world is closing in, your kindness is a light. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, goodness still exists. By holding on to compassion, you not only make a difference in the lives of others, but you also create a space where love and empathy can thrive. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. It may not always be acknowledged, but it is felt. And that energy of warmth, of understanding, of love becomes a quiet force that changes the world, one interaction at a time. You are stronger than you think. It's easy to think that strength is about being tough, about being unyielding or hard. But in reality, your strength is found in your softness. It's found in your ability to remain kind, even when the world tests you. It's found in your ability to choose compassion over bitterness, understanding over judgment, love over fear. This is the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to be loud or aggressive. It is a quiet power that shapes the world around you. And in maintaining your kindness, you not only protect your own peace, you become a source of peace for others. So hold on to your compassion. In a world that can be cruel, you are proof that kindness is still a force to be reckoned with. You are stronger than you realize. Keep sharing that strength, one act of kindness at a time. Chapter 4. You face the day even when it hurts. Resilience in action. True resilience is the quiet courage to show up. There are days when everything feels heavy. The weight of the world bears down on you, and it feels like getting through the day is an uphill battle. Maybe you're facing personal challenges, emotional pain, or overwhelming circumstances that seem impossible to navigate. It's on days like these that you discover something powerful within yourself. You don't let the pain stop you. Even when it hurts, you get up. You face the day, even when your heart feels shattered, your mind exhausted, or your spirit tired. It's easy to think that resilience means being strong in every moment. But true resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about facing it, feeling it, and still choosing to move forward. You show up for yourself day after day, even when the world feels too much to bear. That is strength. When you keep going despite the hurt, you prove to yourself that your will is stronger than your circumstances. This kind of resilience doesn't need to be loud or dramatic. It's quiet. It's steady. It's the ability to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. And that's where the real strength lies. Resilience is built in the moments of struggle. You don't build resilience in easy moments. It's forged in the fire of difficulty, in the moments when you feel like giving up, but instead you choose to keep going. When everything in you says stop, yet you still take that next step. You are stronger in these moments than you realize. It's in the moments of struggle that you discover how resilient you truly are. Each time you face adversity, you learn more about your capacity to endure. And each time you choose to keep going, even when the road ahead feels uncertain, you grow stronger. Resilience isn't a trait you're born with. It's something you cultivate over time. In the face of hardship, you embrace the discomfort because you know it's temporary. It's normal to want to avoid discomfort, but what you've learned is that discomfort is often the very thing that helps you grow. when you face pain head-on, when you don't shy away from the things that scare you or hurt you, you allow yourself to grow stronger. The discomfort is temporary. The growth, however, is lasting. Each challenge you face is a lesson. It teaches you something about your strength, your character, and your ability to endure. When you embrace that discomfort instead of avoiding it, you begin to transform. You begin to realize that nothing lasts forever. Not the pain, not the struggle, not the fear. And that realization gives you the courage to keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible. You trust in your ability to overcome. Every day you get up and face what feels like the impossible. You reinforce your belief in yourself. You might not have all the answers, you might not feel entirely ready, but you trust that you will get through. There is an inherent power in that trust. When you believe in your ability to rise, even after a fall, you shift the way you approach the world. You begin to understand that challenges aren't here to break you. They're here to help you discover the depth of your own strength. And with every challenge you overcome, you strengthen your ability to face the next one. You start to see each difficulty as an opportunity for growth, rather than something to be feared. And in that shift of perspective, you unlock a deeper level of resilience. You are not defined by your struggles. The struggles you face do not define you. They shape you, yes, but they do not define who you are at your core. What defines you is how you respond to those struggles. What defines you is your ability to keep going, to face the pain, and still choose to move forward with grace. Your worth is not measured by how easy or difficult life is, but by how you navigate the challenges that come your way. Your resilience is not just a reaction to hardship. It's a reflection of your strength, your character, and your deep belief that no matter what, you will rise. The hurt doesn't last forever, but your ability to rise from it stays with you forever. You are defined by your perseverance, not by your struggles. You honor your feelings, but you don't let them control you. It's okay to feel hurt, to feel exhausted, or to feel lost. Those feelings are valid. But what makes you strong is your ability to honor those emotions, to sit with them, and then move through them. You don't ignore your feelings. You allow yourself to feel, to process, but you don't let them dictate your actions. By acknowledging your pain and continuing to move forward, you gain control over it. You understand that feelings are temporary, but your strength is permanent. Each time you push through discomfort, you build more of that internal fortitude. You are not your pain, you are the person who rises above it. Resilience is about showing up for yourself. Every day, you make a choice. You choose to get up even when it hurts. You choose to keep going even when the world is heavy. This decision, to show up for yourself, to keep moving forward even in the hardest moments, is the very essence of resilience. And when you make that choice day after day, you transform. You don't just survive the pain, you thrive in it. You come out stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. You are stronger than you think. When you face the day, even when it hurts, you prove to yourself just how strong you really are. Your resilience isn't something you have to search for. It's already inside of you. Every time you show up, no matter how hard it is, you tap into that strength. And the more you tap into it, the more unstoppable you become. Keep showing up. Keep facing the day. You are stronger than you think. And with each step, you become more of the person you're meant to be. Chapter 5. You don't let the past control you. Carrying scars, not chains. Your past doesn't define you. It only shapes you. Have you ever felt trapped by your past? Maybe there were mistakes you made, wounds that haven't fully healed, or experiences that left scars on your soul. It's easy to think that your past is a chain holding you back from becoming who you truly are meant to be. But the truth is, your past is not your prison. You can carry your scars, but you don't have to let them control your present or your future. There's strength in acknowledging your past, in accepting it as part of your story. It's not about forgetting what's happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let it define you. You are not the sum of your past mistakes or struggles. You are the person who learned, grew, and chose to move forward. And that decision is where your true strength lies. Scars are proof of healing, not weakness. Your scars are not symbols of your failure. They are symbols of your survival. Each one tells a story of resilience, of overcoming, of standing back up after life knocked you down. They show that you faced something difficult, something painful, and yet you're still here, you're still standing. It's easy to think that your scars make you weak, but in reality, they make you stronger. They show that you've endured. They show that you've overcome. The fact that you are still here, still moving forward, means that you are not defeated by your past. You are defined by your ability to rise, not by the wounds you carry. Letting go of the past is an act of strength, not forgetfulness. It's hard, isn't it? Letting go of the past is not something that happens overnight. There's no magic switch that suddenly makes everything okay. But the power is in your ability to choose to release what no longer serves you. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean that the pain was never real or that the experiences didn't matter. It means you are choosing to no longer let them control your every thought, your every decision, your every step. Letting go is about freeing yourself from the chains that the past has placed around you. It's about choosing to live in the present, not as a prisoner of what's already happened, but as a person with the power to shape what comes next. The past is a teacher, not a jailer. When you stop seeing your past as something that holds you back and start seeing it as something that has taught you, you shift your perspective. The past is a teacher, one that has shown you lessons you can carry with you. It's shown you what you're capable of, what you've overcome, and what you're still learning. And while the past may have hurt, it has also made you wiser, stronger, and more capable of handling what life throws at you. Your scars are not just remnants of pain. They are reminders of how much you've grown. The more you allow yourself to learn from your experiences, the more you realize that your past is not a chain, but a stepping stone to a stronger, more resilient you. You are the author of your own story. At any moment, you have the power to choose what chapter you're in. You don't have to keep repeating the same chapter over and over. You can decide that the past is no longer where you're anchored. You can choose to move forward with the lessons you've learned, but without letting the past hold your future hostage. You are the author of your own story. No one else can write your narrative for you. Yes, the past will always be a part of your journey, but it doesn't need to control your direction. You have the power to decide how your story unfolds. And that, my friend, is the ultimate freedom. It's okay to carry your scars, just don't let them weigh you down. It's important to recognize that carrying your scars is part of who you are. You don't need to hide them or pretend they don't exist. They are part of your journey, part of what has made you who you are today, but they don't need to hold you back. Scars can be reminders of where you've been, but they shouldn't dictate where you're going. You have the power to carry your scars lightly. You have the power to allow them to be a part of your story without letting them dictate your future. Each day you get the chance to choose how you carry those scars, whether as burdens or as badges of honor. You are not a prisoner to your past, but a warrior who has survived it. You are free. The most powerful thing you can do is take control of your story. You don't have to let your past hold you back or define who you are. You are not the mistakes you've made, not the pain you've experienced. You are the person who has risen above it all, who has kept moving forward, and who has chosen to heal and grow. And the more you let go of what no longer serves you, the lighter you become. The more you carry your scars as symbols of strength, the more powerful you feel. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by your ability to move forward. Chapter 6. You learn instead of blame. Embracing growth over victimhood. The power of shifting from blame to growth. How many times have you found yourself caught in a cycle of blaming others or life itself for the things that have gone wrong? It's a natural reaction to point fingers when things don't go the way we expect. It's easy to fall into the trap of victimhood, to feel that everything happening to you is beyond your control. But here's the truth. You have the power to change the narrative. Instead of dwelling on blame, you can choose to embrace growth. Every challenge, every setback, every painful moment holds the potential for something valuable, a lesson waiting to be learned. And by shifting your focus from blame to growth, you not only change your perspective, but you begin to unlock your true strength. You are the author of your story, not a victim of your circumstances. The power you hold lies in your ability to take responsibility for your own responses. Life doesn't always give you what you want, and people won't always treat you the way you deserve. But no matter how hard life gets, you have the ability to choose how you react. When things go wrong, you have the choice to either blame the world or take a step back and ask, what can I learn from this? It's easy to get stuck in the victim mindset, to feel like everything is happening to you. But when you adopt a mindset of growth, you shift from being a victim of circumstance to being the hero of your own story. You take back control, and in that shift, you begin to find peace and power where you once felt helpless. Growth is in the lessons, not the blame. Blame keeps you stuck. It anchors you in the past, and it keeps you from moving forward. When you blame someone else or a situation for how you feel, you hand over your power. You give up control over your own healing and growth. But the moment you decide to stop blaming, you take that power back. You shift from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant in your own transformation. When you choose growth, you embrace the fact that life will not always be easy. It will challenge you. People will disappoint you. Things will not always go according to plan. But you also realize that every challenge holds a lesson, and every setback is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. This is where true strength lies, in your ability to learn from the experience and grow. You have the power to turn pain into power. Pain is a part of life. There's no denying that. But it's how you respond to that pain that shapes your life. Instead of letting pain define you, you have the choice to let it refine you. Every difficult experience can be seen as a chance for growth. You have the ability to take what was once a source of hurt and turn it into something empowering. You are not defined by the pain you've experienced. You are defined by how you choose to respond to it. The strongest people aren't the ones who have never faced hardship. They are the ones who have faced the hardest battles and come out the other side stronger. They've learned from their struggles. They've turned their pain into power, and you have that same ability. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become more of who you are meant to be. Blame isolates you, but growth connects you. When you stay stuck in blame, you become isolated. You build walls around yourself, thinking that if you blame others or circumstances, you'll protect yourself from the hurt. But the truth is, blame only isolates you from the world around you. It makes you feel like you're alone in your struggle. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of anger and resentment. On the other hand, embracing growth brings you closer to others. When you choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you open yourself up to connection. You begin to realize that everyone has their own battles. And as you learn from your own experiences, you start to understand others more deeply. You begin to relate to their pain and struggles. You find strength in knowing that growth is something we all share, and that we all have the capacity to overcome whatever life throws our way. You are stronger when you embrace accountability. Taking responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions is the key to growth. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it means you acknowledge the role you play in the events of your life. By choosing to own your responses, you give yourself the power to change. You can choose how to react, how to move forward, and how to learn from what's happened. This doesn't mean you should blame yourself for everything that goes wrong. Life isn't always your fault. But what it does mean is that you take responsibility for how you move forward, how you use what you've learned, and how you grow from the experience. You don't need external validation to grow. In a world where validation is often sought from others, true growth comes from within. You don't need external approval or validation to prove that you are growing. You know within yourself when you've made progress. You feel it in your actions, in the way you face challenges, and in the way you respond to the setbacks life throws your way. True growth is a quiet strength that doesn't need to be recognized by anyone other than yourself. It's in the small, consistent choices you make every day to move forward, to learn from your experiences, and to continue becoming the best version of yourself. You are capable of transforming your life. When you shift from blame to growth, you open up a world of possibilities. You stop allowing external circumstances to dictate your happiness and your future. You begin to take full ownership of your life, knowing that every lesson learned brings you one step closer to your true potential. So, the next time life challenges you, remember, you don't have to blame, you get to learn. And in that learning, you will find the strength to move forward and become the person you are meant to be. Conclusion. As you reflect on these 6 signs, take a moment to appreciate the strength that's already within you. You face challenges, and instead of letting them define you, you've chosen to learn, to grow, and to move forward. The ability to let go, to persist without applause, to remain kind, and to embrace each painful experience as an opportunity for growth is the quiet power that lies deep within you. You are not defined by your past or your circumstances. You are defined by how you respond, how you choose to grow, and how you continue to rise, no matter what life throws your way. Every step you take towards growth, every choice to learn instead of blame, every moment you show up even when it hurts, these are the building blocks of your resilience, your strength, and your journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. If these insights resonated with you, if you feel ready to dive deeper into Stoic philosophy and discover even more ways to live a life of strength, purpose, and peace, I invite you to subscribe to the Stoic Philosophy channel. Join this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Every video brings you closer to understanding the timeless wisdom that empowers you to rise above challenges with grace and power. Don't miss out on the next step of your journey. Subscribe now, and let's continue exploring the powerful principles that will help you thrive in every aspect of your life. You are stronger than you realize. Let's discover that strength together.